Well, good afternoon. As you may be aware, Oahu is under a red flag warning, and what this means is that the conditions are right for wildfires to start on the island. And so we wanted to take a moment today to bring you all together and really just raise the awareness a little bit of what we're expecting and the preparations that we're doing at the City and County of Honolulu. Wildfire is one of the most serious threats that we face here on Oahu. If you may not know it, but 98% of our fires are actually human-caused fires. What that really means is that wildfires can be prevented. So we really would like the community support in ensuring that that you're really careful with the flames that you're using. And that you're properly disposing of your cigarette butts when you're working around flames, campfires, and that sort of thing. Properly maintain those fires, properly protect the area around that. One thing that we want to make sure that you're aware of is that there is a scheduled siren test for tomorrow at 11:45. That siren test is regularly scheduled. It will go on as normal, but if you hear the sirens at any other time, then that is the time to get more information. Our sirens are not solely for tsunami. Our sirens are not solely for evacuation. The outdoor warning system is to really get your attention for you to get more information. And more information can be obtained at H&L Alerts, our program for communicating with you. So hnlalert.gov is where you can sign up to get more information. That is the official place that we will publish information and also send that information via text to your cell phone. So again, subscribe at hnlalert.gov. We'd also like to take this time to make sure that everyone is prepared. Make sure that you have your evacuation kits, your go kits ready, that you know your evacuation routes, and that you have a plan in place to evacuate should a fire break out in your particular neighborhood. Oahu is very unique insofar as when fires start, they happen right in close to our buildings and our structures. That gives us very little time to initiate evacuation warnings and to get people out. So staying vigilant is a key component in our preparedness posture. And with that, I'd like to turn this over to the Fire Chief. Fire Chief Howell, thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Khalani Howell, Fire Chief with the Honolulu Fire Department. Again, like the Rector said, we have environmental conditions that make our community susceptible to fire risk, and we have a lot of those wildland-urban interface areas across our entire island, in the east side, west side, and central parts of the island. So what we're doing on our part is we're upstaffing. We normally have 5 tankers in service every day. We're placing 2 more tankers in service. We're also working with our state partners. State Crash at the airports are also making their assets available if we need them. Also with state DOT, they're making some tankers available, 6,000 and 3,000 gallon tankers available. And also with our federal partners, with Hawaii National Guard, there are some air assets that we can spool up in case we need them. But like Director Collins said, it takes all of us to keep our community safe. There's things that you can do, have your home, create a defensible space around your home. Clean up clutter, keep your dry vegetation around your homes. If you can kind of minimize those things, that's what you could do. And also to prepare yourself, again, being aware, staying on with Honolulu H&L Alerts, and also on our website, Honolulu Fire Department website, we have some information that you can follow, some Ready, Set, Go packets that was created by the HWMO. With that, I'll pass it off to Major Okamoto.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paul Okamoto. I'm a major with the Honolulu Police Department. In case of an emergency, the Honolulu Police Department will primarily be concerned with the preservation of safety and security in our communities. We will assist in the orderly and safe evacuation from any of the affected areas. We ask that everyone remain patient and calm if there is an emergency, and to always follow the directions of our law enforcement personnel. We ask that you continue to trust in our officers, as they may have more timely information regarding the incident that you may not have. Please treat each other with aloha and courtesy. We all live on this island together, and if something happens, we're all in this together. So your patience, your calm, your cooperation, and your aloha will go a long way in making things better for all of us. And we'll continue to monitor the conditions and the situation, and we'll adjust to our staffing in preparation with an appropriate response. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Hello. Jeff Zuckernick, Acting EMS Chief, Honolulu Emergency Medical Services. We'd like to share with you that EMS is prepared. We're ready. We've been preparing for this since Lahaina. We've stood up some of our assets, including our mobile command vehicle and our multi-patient patient bus that we can deploy as needed. But just rest assured that we will continue doing what we do, and that's taking care of the sick and injured within Honolulu. We're just asking the public to be prepared, especially those people who are medically fragile, those people who are less mobile or immobile. Right? Have your medications ready. Have your medical records, your medical equipment ready to go on a moment's notice. But we're asking the public to please not call 911 if it's for the sole purpose of a medical evacuation. Therefore, heed our warnings. Act sooner rather than later. Be safe, be informed, be prepared, and thank you very much. Director Morton.
Aloha, I'm Roger Morton, Director of Transportation Services. First, the mode that we're in right now is in a monitoring mode. I'd like to speak a little bit about the assets that we have that we can bring. First and foremost, we have an interagency joint traffic management center. And some of you that haven't seen that center, that's an interagency center. That's where 911 is. That's where police dispatch, fire dispatch, ocean safety, all in one facility there. We have an extensive network of traffic cams all over the island, and our traffic signals are able to be adjusted. 85% of our traffic signals are hooked up so that we can adjust them in real time. We're also involved in preparing for any evacuation that could be required. Our people are starting to do pre-planning that make sure that if we are going to go into evacuation mode, that we have enough equipment and operators available so we can do that. Again, at this point, we are in a monitoring mode, and that's what we've trained some of our cameras to help out our other first responders. If you saw the center, it's quite a beehive of activity right now. Thank you.
Forgot to tell you that my name's Dr. Randall Collins. I'm the Director of Emergency Management. And we're obviously very interested in the safety of the community. We brought all the responding agencies here to answer your questions. So I thank the team for their brief statements, and now we'll take any questions you might have.
So I have one for Roger. We spoke yesterday, but in light of Lahaina's anniversary coming up, and then we saw the tsunami warning, and we saw the congestion and the traffic. Like, how are we going to kind of prevent that?
Well, we're gonna. I think that the situations are a little different. Yesterday was an island-wide emergency, impacting our densest parts of our island, and that's really where we had our major issues. Were in our densest part. Fires. I don't want to minimize the impact of fires, but they are more localized than an island-wide emergency, and I think that in parts of the island. We'll look at our access routes. We'll be monitoring that. As you know, on the west side, we do have emergency access routes that at least some. So all of those things, we're going to be focusing on just trying to make sure that traffic, and we work together as a team between the city and the Hawaii Department of Transportation.
I have a question for HFD. You did mention about the additional assets, the tankers that you're getting, but where are we placing them, or do you have strategic points in more vulnerable areas of the island?
We have two of our tankers that will be placed more on the west side of the island. So that's where the water supply issues, we have more water supply issues on the west and central side. So in Kapolei area.
So that's the area that's more vulnerable at this point?
Our west and central areas. As well, we have areas, communities on the east side where the vegetation is below the community, so that's the areas of high risk as well. But like I said, water supply is not much of an issue as it is on the west or central side of the island.
Are there any actions being taken now? I guess maybe this is a general city question. Are there any actions being taken now to mitigate vegetation or any sort of other risk at this point?
I think in general, post Lahaina is something that is a concern across the whole island. We have a lot of wildland urban interfaces, and I know that the DOT has been very aggressive in clearing out areas, but again, the vegetation comes back, and that's something that we have to continue to work on and plan on how we're going to better manage those wildland urban interface areas across the island.
Are there specific hotspots? I'm not sure who can answer this, but are there specific hotspots that you are monitoring closely and that people should be more aware of?
I think we just heightened across the entire island. Like I said, we have high-risk areas across the entire island, west, central, and the east side as well. So we have to be prepared for anything.
I know there was some technology that allowed, I can't remember now what it's called, but there were cameras that you were using to monitor and it would alert.
Correct. It's called Alert West. We have that Alert West system. It's cameras across the island that they pick up any type of smoke or heat that'll come up, and it pans onto the area, so we can utilize that. And it's in conjunction with HECO, so we all are utilizing the same system to help us pinpoint and identify those fire concerns when they do come up.
I would like to emphasize, though, while we are using the technology as best we can to get as much a jump on different emergencies as they arise, in this particular hazard, though, we do depend on the community. When you see smoke, when you see flames, please, call 911 immediately and let us know of that particular hazard.
Are there any restrictions, temporary restrictions in place at this point for anything really temporary?
At this point, there are no restrictions that we've made by proclamation or anything for Oahu. No.
What kind of partnership or state or federal assets are on hand to keep things escalating?
Well, we've worked closely with the National Weather Service this morning before they issued the red flag warning, and had close coordination with the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, who does have, with the National Guard, the air assets that the chief mentioned earlier on standby, ready to go should we need aviation assets, and those are the largest federal assets that we have at the ready. We always maintain mutual aid agreements with Federal Fire that, especially in those neighboring communities, can reach out and use mutual aid with them as well.
We've been seeing sort of like this for HPD probably, but arsons and people who are starting fires and social media. Are you guys, I don't know how you can prevent that, but are you monitoring certain areas that are?
In terms of arsonists, well, definitely we have a robust investigative team that goes out and investigates all of these arsons. So I don't think there really is a way to sort of prevent that or mitigate that, except through successful prosecution of those that have done it in the past.
Did we see any highlighted need for more access roads on the leeward coast after the tsunami? I'm sure there were a lot of families evacuating from those areas, and I know that military pass was open. Did we see that as an effective route for families to get out? Was there congestion up until 7 p.m. when that first wave was supposed to hit?
Well, I think that this last time showed the cooperation that with the existing network we have, which is basically Kolikoli Pass, which the Army opened. The issue of access on the west side is a huge issue. It's a long-term issue. I would agree that we probably, in a long-term thing, we would need to look at whether or not there are secondary accesses available on the west side. We've done a little bit of that with the Waianae Coast emergency access routes that we have already implemented. There is more to do. I can say that one of the roads that we now restrict use on, which is Pa'akea Road, will in September or October be open to the general public, and that's a state initiative to provide a secondary access all the way to Lulu'ule Naval Road. So that's something that is right around the corner. We're working with our partners in the state to get that to happen sooner rather than later. Thank you.
Now, I don't remember the last time there was a red flag warning for Oahu, and I'm wondering if the statistics-wise, is this the first one of this summer season? Or is there some way that lessons learned?
I think it is the first one of this summer
This
season.
summer
Yeah.
season.
I think we had two, if I remember correctly, we had two last year.
So lessons learned from those last two, is that being implemented this round?
I would tell you that obviously I'm new to the position, but what we are, we are a growth mindset organization and a growth mindset city and county, and our focus is to always learn from the lessons of the past, whether they've been here or elsewhere. And I know that I've worked very closely with all the departments, even since the Maili fire on the 4th of July weekend. And we have talked about the response to that. We've talked about how that unfolded, and we are learning from that and implementing the various actions that we recognized could have been better or needed to be improved.
And what again is the criteria for declaring a red flag warning today?
Yeah, that's a great question, and National Weather Service can certainly have a more scientific answer for you on that. I can tell you that what they really consider is the relative humidity versus the amount of wind, and those are the two of the primary factors that they consider. So when there's low humidity and high wind, that obviously increases the opportunity for fire spread, and then that's what generates the red flag warnings.